Hi, welcome back to the Ash method. Today we've got a full body workout. I'm just using 2 kilo weights, but anywhere between 1 and 2 will be great. When you're ready, we're going to come and join me on the mat. Just starting off with a little warm up, hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. Exhale, we're going to round through the spine, finding a little cat-cow. And then inhale, we can arch through the spine. Chin lifts up, tailbone lifts up. Just taking it nice and slowly as we round on the exhale. And then inhale to arch. Beautiful. We're just going to do 2 more here. Now, if you find a sticky spot, more than welcome to stay here for a couple of breaths before moving on. Last one. Coming all the way back through center, and your knees nice and wide. Can we sit back into a child's pose? Just take 3 big breaths. I'm going to hinge forward, drop the pelvis to the floor. I gaze up to the ceiling. Take a little breath. And can we go back into the child's pose, toes together, knees nice and wide. Couple breaths here. Before we go back into that cobra position, just start to slowly warm up through the body. Shoulders set down. Can we just do 2 more? Amazing. Last one here. All the way back to your cobra position. We're just going to hold. Let's relax through the shoulders. Can we look over one shoulder? All the way back through center. Let's go other shoulder. Nice. Back through center. Can we do 1 more per side? And all the way back through center. Amazing. We're going to go straight into a little bit of core work. So start seated on your mat. Legs are going to be long. Now, if you got tighter hamstrings, you prefer to have the legs bent, you sure can. But I'm going to go legs nice and long. We're going to start off with your shoulders over the hips. Just give the shoulders a roll down and back in the sockets. I'm going to reach the arms in front. Big breath in, so breathe into that belly. And then exhale, we're going to scoop through the belly, tilt the pelvis up towards the rib cage. Start to slowly round through the back, and we're going to roll back 1 vertebrae at a time. My mat's coming with me a little bit. Big breath in. So you find that challenge point and we're going to breathe. And then I want you to think from your breastbone. You're going to restack your spine until your shoulders are over the hips. And then we can find that length at the top. Tilt the pelvis, scoop through the belly. We're going to roll back. Big breath in. And then we're going to roll all the way up, shoulders over the hips. Find that length at the spine. Gorgeous. Keep working here. You got that length through the back of the neck. Gentle tilt through the chin. Now, as we start the movement, you're thinking about you're tucking a little tail between the legs as we roll down through the spine. And keep working here. Can we do 2 more? Just slowly warming up through your core. Beautiful. Really find that length through the spine before you roll back. Amazing. On this last one, we are going to add on. So exhale, tilt the pelvis, scoop to the belly, roll back. Take a big breath in. And we're going to exhale. Reach 1 elbow back behind you. Can you reach and extend the fingertips? All the way back through center before we roll all the way up through the spine. Take a little breath. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, scoop the belly, roll back, hold. Come elbow and then your fingertips extend. Back through center and then roll back up. Try to have even weight on each butt cheek. As we reach, great. Drop the shoulder. If your arm's a little bit more out to the side, that's fine. Last 4, just 2 per side. Great. Last 3. Nice, reaching through the arms. Almost have a little squeeze at the base of shoulder blades to keep that proud open chest. For 2. Amazing. We're going to finish off this last one. Take a big breath in, and we're going to hold back and just rotate. Scoop and rotate. Gorgeous. Inhale, center. Exhale, scoop through the belly, rotate. Inhale, center. Can we do 4? For 3. Beautiful. Last 2. Last 1, coming all the way back through center, and little pulse. 1 centimeter up, 1 centimeter down, really scooping out through the belly. Let's give those shoulders a roll round, down and back for 5. Nice for 4. Last 3. For 2. And last 1. Take a big breath in. We're going to roll out through the spine. Feel free to have a little hinge forward. Now we're just going to take your weights with you because we're going to roll all the way back when you're ready. So just have a lie down on the mat, rolling all the way back. Take a big breath. Gorgeous. Grabbing your weights, we're going to hold them in your hands, and we're going to have your hands above your shoulders. Nice. Can we just find a gentle imprint? So gentle tilt of the pelvis up to the ribs, melting slightly your lower back down into the mat, and we bring one leg at a time into tabletop. So your knees are over your hips and your ankles are in line with the knees. Now we're just going to open the right arm out to the side. Exhale a couple of centimeters. Inhale, reset. Left arm, exhale, opens. Inhale to reset. Couple of centimeters. Beautiful. Coming all the way back in. Now I want you to just think you've got length through each side of the waist. Beautiful. Let's go 4. It will feel quite light to start off with. Nice for 3. So you'll keep on melting your ribcage down to the hips. Beautiful. Last 2. Nice. Last 1. We're going to come all the way back through center. Left arm opens as your right knee opens out to the side. Knee and ankle follows. All the way back through center. Great, we're going to exhale, open, stunning, pull back through center, inhale, lengthen, nice, open out to the side, keep that length through each side of the waist, pull all the way back through center, we're going to open out to the side, and then pull all the way back through center, nice, scoop through the belly, hip bones in, lift up through that pelvic floor on each exhale breath. We've got 4. Nice. For 3. Last 2. Last 1. We're going to bring our hands in over shoulders and then legs in tabletop. Exhale, scoop and curl. We're going to pull the hands to the hips. Inhale, we rest the chest. Hands above the shoulders. Drop the shoulders down as we scoop and curl. And then inhale, reset. Beautiful. Exhale, scoop and curl. Inhale, reset. Lovely. Exhale, scoop and curl. Beautiful. Really lengthening through the fingertips before we reset the chest. Nice. Can you extend double legs to the ceiling the next time we scoop and curl? I'm going to bend the legs back into tabletop to reset. Exhale, lengthen, really point through the toes. Inhale, bring it back. A little squeeze through the inner thighs. Amazing. Constantly setting your shoulders down as we work. Can we do last 6? Nice and slow up and slow down. For 5. Great here. Last 4. Amazing work. Just 3. For 2. Last 1. We're going to see if you can keep the legs there. but rest the chest down. Same movement as before, but the leg's going to be nice and straight. Right arm opens and left toes open. Great. We pull back through center. Left arm, right leg. Great. And then we're going to pull back through center. We're going to open. Great. And pull. Lovely. Open. Exhale. Great. Pull. Think about lengthening through the legs. Now, if you need to go back to doing these legs into tabletop because your hamstrings are a little tight, that's fine. Keep rib cage melting down. Nice. For 6. Beautiful. Last 5. Stunning here. For 4. Great. 3. Nice. 2. Last 1. Come all the way back through center. We're going to add on. We're going to curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. See if you can reach the weights to your toes. Rest the chest down. Open one side. Back through center. Other side. Through center before we curl. Exhale, scoop and curl. Come all the way back. And then we're going to alternate. Nice. Keep that length through each side of the waist. Keep that evenness through each hip. Exhale, scoop and curl. Can we do 4? Nice here. For 3. Beautiful, doing really well. Last 2. Great. Last 1. Just that chest lifts and into your pulses, nice and slow. For 5. For 4, reaching up that little bit higher. 3, 2, and 1. Can we hold? We're going to exhale, lower. One leg. Inhale, lift. If you need to drop the head down, that's fine. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Great. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Keep that pelvis still. We lower. Nice. We lift. As we lower, the left leg can right arm go over the head. We're going to come back through center. Alternating sides. Beautiful here. Focusing on that length. Scoop through the belly. Keep that gentle tilt through the chin. That length through the back of the neck. Awesome. Only lowering the arm overhead just as much as your shoulders can stabilize. 8. For 7. Nice. Last 6. Doing really well. Keep breathing. 5. Try not to rush through the movements. 4. Last 3. 2. Last 1. Hold. We're going to lower double. And then we're going to lift double. You got 4 more. Double lowers. Doubles lift. Nice. For 3. Try to hold the shoulders over, the hands over the shoulders, 2. Lower and hold. 1. Flutter kicks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Hug the knees into chest. Whew. Take a little second. Just have that little breather. Even you need to pop the weights down and just take the legs, windscreen wiping the legs from side to side. That's so fine. Now, when you're ready, we are going to come on up. I'm going to take your weights with you. I already said legs with you. For some standing work. Amazing. Taking those weights with you. I'm just going to still face the side so that you can see me. But we're going to have your left leg planted on the floor and your right leg is going to be moving. So toes and knees point forward. You just got the legs hip width apart. And we're going to take your right toes back, cross the body behind you and drop your back knee to the floor. Your torso will find that slight hinge forward before we're going to tap foot to foot. Find that little curtsy hinge. Tap foot to foot. Nice. Curtsy and hinge. We stand and tap. We curtsy, hinge, and then stand and tap. Great. Knees in line with the second to third toes as we work. Finding that little diamond shape through the legs. Nice. We're going to add a little hammer curl, and then we're going to bring toe to toe. So your palms still face in. Great. As we curl. Nice. But you're taking sort of the thumbs towards the shoulders before we lengthen. Really driving through that left heel. Big squeeze through the bum. Nice. Before we stand. Lovely. Great. Last 6. For 5, we do have an add-on. In 4. Amazing. 3. Get ready to hold at the bottom. In 2. Awesome. Last one, hold. We're going to back leg moves. So now your legs are hip width apart. Back to curtsy, and then we stand. Nice. Can we find the curtsy? Hold. Back leg, hip width apart. Back to your curtsy, and then we stand. Nice. We curl. Ooh, almost stuff that one up. Back through center, curtsy, and then stand. Lovely. Find that curtsy first. We go center, back to your curtsy, and we stand. Now, can we add on some arms? Find that curtsy hold. Your arms are going to press forward in the lunge, back in before we stand. Curtsy hold, big push, center, and then stand. Curtsy hold, big press, find that curtsy again, stand. Last 6. Awesome. 5, just take it slow. 4. Rib cage draws down. So still engaging through the core to help you. If you need to drop the weights at any point, that's fine, but stay with me if you can. This is 3, I think. Awesome. Last 2. Getting that back knee a little bit lower if we can. Let's go. Last 1. We're going to hold at the bottom on this next one. Just staying at the bottom. Whew, we can do this. Center, find the curtsy. Can we add those arms if you're not already? Center, find that curtsy for 6. Nice. 5, big punch. 4, still holding that hinge. 3, 2, hold 1, hold. We're going to bring the elbows in by the waist. Lovely. Can you hinge the back knee? So you're straightening it. And then going to find that curtsy. Not curtsy, sorry. That back knee lunges. Lengthen back knee. Awesome. See if you can find the floor. Back knee lengthens. Find the floor. We're going to lengthen through the arms. Sort of find that curl. Lengthen. Find that curl. Nice. For 8. Great. Last 7. Awesome. 6. 5. Getting nice and low. 4. Almost stacking your shoulders over the hips. Lengthen. 3. 2. Last one, hold. Can we pulse the arms? Stay low. Let's get a little bit lower through that leg. Pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, little higher. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stepping forward. We're just going to have the legs hip width apart. Toes and knees forward, point forwards. And we're going to find a little hinge. Yeah? So you tilt your torso, so you're finding a diagonal. Knees in line to second to third toes. I'm going to rotate the palms so they face inwards towards each other. Exhale, open up the arms. Inhale, close. Nice. Exhale, arms open. Inhale to close. Nice. Arms open. Inhale to close. Great. Big squeeze at the base of the shoulder blades. Almost like you got a little wet sponge right between the base of the shoulder blades, and you're trying to squeeze all the water out of that wet sponge, keeping that length through the back of the neck. for 8. Last 7. Those lunges got me a bit puffed. For 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. We're going to hold your right arm there. Move to the left. Left arm lowers, lifts, alternate. Right arm lowers, lift. Left arm lowers, exhale, lift. Right arm, lift. 4. Awesome. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Awesome. Take a breath. Have that little second. We're going to come all the way up. And we're going to work through our curtsies on the right side. So right leg's still going to be forward. Then this time it's your left leg that taps back and forward. So can we just lift the left heel so we know it's prepared? We're just starting off with the leg. You're going to step back behind you. Find that little curtsy, sort of aligning your back knee with your front heel. Torso hinges forward slightly. Exhale, stand. Can we find that curtsy? And then we stand. Nice. Curtsy and stand. Beautiful. Getting nice and low. Just slowing the movement down, coming back to your breath. Awesome. Adding in that hammer curl as we curtsy, bring wrist to hips as we stand. Curtsy, great, and curl, wrist to hips as we stand. Beautiful. Amazing here. Last 6. Then we're going to add on, drive through that front heel, big squeeze through the bottom for 5. 4. Last 3. 2. 1 more. Beautiful. Have a little breather. Now we're going to curtsy and then go back to your normal lunge. Curtsy, hold, stay low. Back knee comes through center. Back to your curtsy, and then we stand. Find that curtsy. Back toes move. Center, curtsy, stand. Amazing. Find that curtsy first. Back toes come through center, through the curtsy, and then we stand. Let's go. Keep going. Now on this next one, we're going to add that press with the arms. Find the curtsy. Can we push forward, back, and then stand? Find the curtsy, push forward, back, and then stand. Keep working. Curtsy, press center, elbows in to find that curtsy again, and then stand. Nice work. Set the shoulders down, especially as you press. You've got 6. As those arms come back through center, squeeze through that mid back to help you. 5. 4. 3. 2. Then we're going to hold at the bottom. Last one. Great. Get ready to stay low. We're going to hold at the bottom. All right, we got this. Center and press. Find the curtsy. Center and press. Find the curtsy for 5. Nice. For 4. Keep breathing. 3. 2. Last one we hold. We're going to bring the elbows in by the waist. Hinge. So you're lengthening through the back leg. Can we extend the arms? We're going to curl, restack shoulders over the hips. I almost fell over. You're doing great. Find that 90 degree. Lengthen back leg. Find that hinge. Lengthen back leg. Find the hinge. Whew. You got 8. Find a still spot if you're struggling with your balance. 7. Nice. 6. 5. 4. Almost there. 3. 2. Last one. Hinge and hold. Get a little lower. Pulse the arms behind you. 8. A little higher with the arms. 7. 9. 6. 5. Natural breathing. Set the shoulders down. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Have a step up. Woo. Take a breath. And we're going to place the weights down. Nice work. Now from here, we're just going to come onto the floor. Back into that 4-point kneel. And take a little breath. Hands on your shoulders, knees beneath hips. Big breath in, and we're going to curl your toes under and just scoop the belly, hover the knees. Inhale, lower. Exhale, scoop, hover. Inhale, lower. Scoop and hover. Inhale, lower. Nice. Scoop and hover. Beautiful. Inhale to lower. Let's do 6. Keep that neutral spine. 5. 4. Nice and slow. 3. 2. Okay, lift and hold. Transfer that weight into the left leg. Extend the right. Toes down. We reset both knees down. Exhale, hover. Left leg extends. Back down. Center. Let's just do 4 more. Lift. Press. Back through center. Lower. Last 3. Last 2. 1 more. Take a breather at the bottom. 4 legs in a row. Have a little second. Hold at the top. Press. Exhale. Inhale, center. Keep those knees low to the floor. Last 2. Last 1. We're going to hold. Knees a centimeter lower, centimeter higher, centimeter lower, centimeter higher. 5. 4. Nice. 3. Set the shoulders down. 2. And 1. Knees wide. Bottom back, chest forward. Have that breath. Big breath in. Can we hinge forward? And we're going to step right leg forward into a little lunge. I want you to make sure your heel's directly over the knee, under the knee more likely. 3 big breaths. In through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Last big breath. Exhale, we're going to hinge bottom backwards, torso forward. For more support, you can place your hand either side of that front knee. Still find that hinge. 3 big breaths. Last big breath. Come all the way back to your lunge. We're going to curl your back toes under, lift your left knee, right leg steps back, downward dog. Take a breath. Maybe you want to have a little roll out through the heels. Find a sticky spot, big breath in. I'm going to come back to your plank, left leg steps forward. Feel free to drop the right knee, come back to that breath. Three here. Big breath in. Hinge. Bottom back, torso forward, so you can rock back into the heel, toes up to the ceiling. Your hands can be either side of that front leg. Back to the breath here. Beautiful. Come back into your lunge. Great, both hands on the floor. We can step the left knee back and coming all the way up. Amazing, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.